Record.
It's okay. It's your crazy person.
I'm recording right now, guys.
Oh, never mind.
So listen, I'm recording right now, but we gotta say on camera, people. Hey, Mom, how are you?
Hi.
So we gotta say congratulations to our girl Jonai, who just got engaged. Hey, boo!
She liked it, so she put a ring on it.
And my best Cardi voice.
And what you say, Nikki? Meanwhile, you got the two married people in here with no rings.
Right, with no rings on.
Lord, we just out here just.
We just solid. I can't even do it. I'm trying to do West Side. It's not working because I'm old. West Side. We solid.
Now you know I'm be old when I can't throw up my W anymore, right?
I was you should have seen me trying to cross my finger. Like, what's happening?
You gotta use your other hand. You gotta use your other hand.
I'm gonna be using all my hands and stuff. I'll be like, West Side.
Right.
All right, let's get started because I am so excited. Y'all gotta forgive me. I know I was all late and stuff today, and so we're gonna be on here for just a few minutes, but. I was talking to Jess and she was like, you need to get back together with your girls because y'all's conversation was so lively and you had so much to say and you know what's up with everybody, how they doing and everything. And I was like, well, let me see if they want to get together and do a little recording real quick for the peoples, for the publics, and all that good stuff. So y'all, I wanted us to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac today. You know, I talked about it earlier today on Clubhouse. You know, that Clubhouse app made me feel old as hell, though, right? I was sitting in there like, what is a Clubhouse? Is this different from a TikTok? Is this not
you know, I text you too. Like, what?
Right.
You know what it was? They was like, get on here, and then you just talk, but you don't see anybody. And I was like,
huh?
Okay.
Who am I talking to?
You can hear other people talking. Everybody talking is like a conference call, but you're talking about like a whole bunch of different topics. But we're gonna be on Instagram Live tonight too. But I wanted to talk to y'all before that. But did y'all get caught up on Potomac? So what were your thoughts? What y'all thinking?
I'm not caught up, but I'll chime in with you guys' points.
So okay, the fight, right? So here's what's interesting. I wasn't a fan of, like, all of them are beautiful Black women. Okay. However, wasn't necessarily dying to be best friends with Candace, like in the earlier episodes and season. But for some reason, I'm Team Candace on the fight on this one. I don't know why. Yep. I'm Team Candace on this one.
Nikki.
I am. You know why? I think it has to do with, it wasn't so much about, one, because when I watched the fight, I just saw, and you know, with my husband and my dad's in their professions, all I saw was her hand flipping her hair first, which to me is assault. Any part of your body, I was like, oh yeah, you put your hands on her. Yep, it's on, right? However, even though verbally provoked, I'll take that. It was Monique's attitude when she pulled the women together right afterwards, minus Candace, and it was just a very much, I get that we're provoked to fight. I get that, but that was supposed to be your girl, your little sis, all of this. So to have no remorse whatsoever, I get when you deserve, even if the old days, right? Because we don't beat our kids anymore. The old days. We're recording. So the old days, even when you had to use corporal punishment on your children in the old days, you still after the fact was like, dang, you know, they deserved it, even though I felt a little bad about it, you know, because there's that love there. So when you don't feel any remorse, regardless of them deserving it, it's like, that's kind of messed up. So it just made me look at her a little bit differently on whatever she has going on the inside. So that's what made me be Team Candace on this one. I'm like, you just like fighting for fun, Slim. Like, what? So, no. Because I felt like she took out something so much beyond Candace onto Candace. And that's why I didn't think that wasn't a fair fight. She whooped her like she was whooping her slave master. Like she whooped her. You saw how she was hitting those windmills. The windmill.
Yeah.
The women.
I mean, I saw the reunion too, and Monique pulled out all the evidence, and everybody was like, "No, that didn't happen. No, she ain't put her hand in your face. No, she ain't had no glass in her hand." And then when they did the slow mo on the video, I was like,
She did.
"She did," and yeah, but I'm gonna say something later. But D, what are you on? But Nikki, I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised you Team Candace, because that girl was going off in the mouth.
But I'm a Libra. I'm about balance, and I feel like the ass
I'm gonna
whooping
balance you across this table.
Yeah, but she didn't. She dragged her across the table. She didn't balance her across the table. It's not the same. You know what I mean? She needed to get tapped a little bit, but she didn't tap her like the sledgehammer when it comes down to break the concrete. It was like that, right? And so I felt that the punishment outweighed the crime. That's what I'm saying. Like she just went overboard because she couldn't control whatever anger she had inside of her, and that wasn't fair to fully take that out on her. So
Okay.
So I think they both were wrong. If I had to be on somebody's side, I'm gonna say Monique. Candace was popping off at the mouth the entire episode. I mean, what is it?
Ain't nobody beat Ashley.
She also was running the mouth, but for the entire series. And I think it was a slow build up to the departure from them being friends and having that big sister, little sister relationship to they were tolerating each other. And then that day, it was just like the cherry on top. And while I watched the reunion, she wasn't very remorseful, but she seemed like, the part where she was talking to her pastor and she was talking how she had to defend herself all of her life or for whatever, I can't remember the exact words, but she had got to that point where she pushed her overboard. And you have to know the people you're around. And when you push people's buttons, you better know what you're going to receive on the other side. And don't push the wrong buttons because you may not be able to handle the consequences. And I think that was that situation. I think had she not been antagonizing her in the entire show, it wouldn't have gotten that far. But once it did, it was, she beat me up. Oh, what was me? Wax. Got it.
like you literally asked for it. You literally was like, so you gonna drag me? Well, drag me then. Like that's what she said. And I think, I was talking to some other people about it on Girlfriend or whatever, or what's the name of that clubhouse, whatever. And we brought up like the cultural piece with Wendy and stuff like that. But there's also a cultural, we also got to talk about the social economic cultural differences, right? Monique is in this upper class, in this wealthy group now, but she talks often about how she grew up in the streets. And remember, Candace is very different. Candace grew up in a gated community, right? And so again, although Black women are looking alike and having some of the same similar experiences, we have different cultures that are intersected in our identities. And one of those is social economic groups and social economic status. Being from the streets, when somebody is talking off at the mouth, right, it's something you have to take on that, right? It's you're irritating and agitating someone. The problem is that Candace is of a cultural group of which words don't mean anything. But when you come from a cultural group where the only thing you have is words, because y'all don't have a whole lot of money, you're not owning property, people not believing in you, that's where these words like word is bond, that comes from the streets, because all I got is my word. And if I give you my word, if I'm telling you something, then that's what matters. Now, the flip side of that is if you come from a culture where words don't matter as much, because maybe in business world, words don't matter as much, right? Like it was written down that matters more. Or in certain social circles, words don't matter as much because people just a little messy and they keep keying and that's how it is, right? Like certain gossipy kind of circles. But if you so they had a cultural clash that I think was present there too that nobody is really talking about. Ultimately, I kind of relate to Monique. if I was their therapist, of course, though, it would be a little bit, I would be wanting Candace to kind of create some self-awareness around her situation. Like, why, do you take responsibility for this? Like, what is your position around this? And can
I think she would have got there. Yeah, I think Candace would have got there had Monique's first response was like, well, I just feel bad that y'all had to see that, but oh well. It was the oh well attitude. And this is where you talk, like, speaking on cultural experiences, just personal experiences, right? And what I associate that oh well type of attitude with, and the people that, yeah, I hurt you, okay, whatever. And I don't have a problem acknowledging what I did wrong, but yes, does Candace need to acknowledge her role in this? Absolutely, because her mouth is vicious. I do find it extremely entertaining, unfortunately. I do. Her level of wit and sarcasm is to be acknowledged. Okay. How it is, it's really good. She has some very pointed one-liners, but at the same time, like I said, I think because I look at Monique as being, if you look at power positions, right, like who had more power, I look at Monique as having more power and influence in their relationship, which is why I think I'm putting more weight on her. But yes, I get it. Monique come from that, like, you can't pop off at the mouth and think you're not going to get handled. And Candace is like, I'm calling my attorney, similar to Ashley's husband.
But I wouldn't even look at it. I would look at it from both sides of the picture. While you can't, hop off at the mouth, as we've been saying, there's also a side of her where I'm sure that her love and her friendship is super authentic. Because while I'm not there at the point in my life, there was a point in my life where, I might have to I can show you better than I can tell you. We're not there. But on the flip side, my love and my friendship is genuine. It comes from a genuine place in my heart. So when I put that out there and that's what I get in return, well, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And she really disregarded her and she stayed with her for the most part. So
yeah. And I don't think I don't think it's grown ass women, right? That's what I call our little group, grown ass women. I don't think it's grown ass women, with the careers that we have and the positions that we have, that we out here just trying to fight people, right? But what I am saying is that we should all be responsible for the things that we say, and there should be some awareness around what we say and what the actual implications of that are. We spend a lot of time in our world looking at the implications of our behaviors, but not a lot of time thinking about the implications of what we say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when we were younger back in the day and people would say, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So we grew up thinking that, like, words have less weight than other things, and they don't. Like, you should be responsible and
they can hurt just as much.
Say.
Worse sometimes.
But Monique, Monique was like, I'm taking everybody. Go ahead. Sorry, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, where I'm not fully caught up with, with it, where you guys are with the show. LaNail, you bring up a great point about people, how people interact with people and the things that they say and the things that they do based off, where they come from. That is such a great point. Like, I was sitting here like, never even thought about that, because I am a person where words hurt me more than anything. I will never forget something that you said over your actions. So I think that is a super great point, and it's definitely going to have me thinking about some things and how I interact with other people, and that's a whole other thing too, like who you're dealing with, like actually knowing who you're dealing with, and maybe sometimes giving people the benefit of the doubt, but that also means you have to be a strong person too. So it depends on where you come from too and what you're capable of. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that a while back, but go ahead, carry on.
No, but I was going to mention, I think so here's the thing. When I watched the last reunion episode, I can understand the Team Monique part, right? Why people are Team Monique on this one. When they were doing the playback of, she put her hand in my face. No, she didn't. Yes, she did. And then the playback, right? But then it was all of these women drag each other and call out each other, like all of them. Giselle, Lady Eloise, that's what I call Karen. All of them, right? So, right. So for me,
Marcus.
the way that she, right, the way that she, you know, had the book and was using it, it's just she's just such a hurt person. Like when you get on a mission, I'm not a tit for tat kind of person at this stage in life. If you hurt me, all right, I'll just be done with you. You hurt me, good. That's your issue. That's your karma. That'll get dealt with. You apologize to me, great. You don't, you don't. I'm moving on. So when I saw like, no, I got my receipts. Let me lay it out. Let me lay it out. And to see that you're hurting someone to that extent or hurting someone, you know, past the level that they could have possibly hurt you, to me, it's like, that's just what I can't rock with. So maybe it's not a Team Candace or Team Monique. I think it's just, I'm not really caring for Monique overall because she has so much baggage that she's projecting. So to me, it's not even just about this fight. It's just about what this fight uncovered about her. Because I liked her before this. Before all of this, I was like, okay, she seemed cool, little, you know, hood country, but cool with her big country husband. But okay. But this just started to unravel parts of her that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not really feeling that because we're friends and we have a disagreement. You ready to pop off and you know, I'm not Candace, so I'm not gonna cry and call the cops. We just gonna fight, and after we fight, because of the fact that we're at this stage of life, so that really shouldn't be our first response. But however, we're human, so it happens, right? It happens. We either gonna work it out or we're not. And I felt like they were sister fighting. Their fight was like the sister fight, right? The sibling fight, where you could recover from it. You know, that's a fight you could recover from. But because of the extent it went, you know, and because of what you said, LaNail, Candace's culture that she comes from and how she sees physical violence, yeah, nah, probably not. Because she can't understand that's a consequence. It's a repercussion. Like, you asked for it. So here you go. Yeah.
For sure.
But that daggone book of receipts, when she started reading Giselle about Giselle's ex-husband, I said, ooh. Because of the kid, like young kids don't like, and I'm like, ooh, how do we end up here?
I think I'm a talk. I think I got something on that too. But D, I saw you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, I had my church finger up.
Yeah,
church finger.
Like you was passing the ushers the motherboard and stuff. You was passing the motherboard with their hats on.
Like I always say this, but I don't think they're really friends. So I was watching, because I kind of watched it backwards. I caught it on TV and then I had to go back. And so I was watching the Lake House episode this week. And so the little game that they played about getting to know each other on a deeper level, the questions that they were asking, they were so invasive and direct and catty. They were catty.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they even they don't understand friendship. I think Jonai says she's gonna log back on. She texted me, sorry. Either they don't understand what friendship looks like, or they're not really friends.
Maybe both.
All of those situations, I feel like if it was one of you guys, I could come and I can say, look, LaNail, you know, this is one of those things that really bothers me, and it bothers me because this is what I've dealt with in my childhood, and this is a trigger for me. I'm not asking you to change, but I'm asking you to be patient with how I respond to you. You know, or something.
But you know what else? Some people aren't that aware.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Well, the other person, right.
Yeah. So even when you think you're being a friend, sometimes you're not necessarily a friend, and that's not because it's not because I don't want to or I'm intentionally pulling myself away from you or whatever it is, but people don't know these things about themselves, so they don't know how to handle these situations, or how to even be that open and
Right.
that candid, because you're not even that open or that candid with yourself.
And you know what's interesting? Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
No. Go. I was just gonna say, or they're innately selfish. Like you're innately selfish because you just don't know. To your point, Jonai, you don't know anything else. You don't know how to live outside of your box and your world. Right. Go ahead.
You know, it's so funny that you said that, because I know for certain that it's so many people walking around the world without awareness. I know it, right? Like I know it. We interact with them, like. It's not even that. It's just like our family, our friends. It's like people, just random people in the store. Somebody cut in front of you, and they're not even paying attention that they're being selfish in that moment, right? Like just in a space. But this goes back to, I have so many people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to go. I think therapy might be good, but I'm not crazy." Listen, people, whenever you lack awareness, you need to be in therapy. And that means that everybody at some point needs to be in therapy, because we don't know everything about ourselves. We think we should, but we don't know. We don't know what all of our triggers are. We don't know why the hand thing triggered Monique. We don't know why Candace keeps going off at the mouth and was on and got dragged, and it was on stage and it was still going off on the mouth, right? Like we don't know why people do those things. But that goes back to the point that everybody could benefit from therapy, because in therapy, you may not be talking about a narcissistic personality. You may not be talking about depression. You may just be trying to figure out what your
where it's coming from,
where your awareness is, where you need to increase your awareness.
Like, why do I want those Hawaiian rolls when it's not dinner and nobody's watching? Because they're just yummy. Where's that coming from? I'm trying to find that. I mean, but I joke about it, but it's serious. Like I joke, but the Hawaiian rolls is really good.
Okay. Well, what's funny about that is because we all in our accountability workout group, and ain't nobody said anything for the last.
Ain't nobody.
Nothing.
Nobody said.
Look.
With nobody except my glass of wine and whatever.
No, hold on. I got one better.
Y'all see my big glass? Oh, that's good, Nikki.
Oh, look at you.
And is that water or is that vodka?
Oh,
no, it's vodka. No, it's water, crazy.
I got some water.
You got water in your wine. That's where your water.
I be toasting like this. Why
do I feel like an alcoholic every time I drink from it? Look.
Because you got a whole handle.
Yeah, because it's a whole handle. Exactly. So cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Let's switch topics a little bit. We could still talk about the Real Housewives, but an interesting dynamic that I wanted to explore. And I'm an explorer tonight, so I hope y'all come on. I'm talking to two of y'all because nobody else is gonna watch this in enough time. But I hope y'all come on tonight and listen to us with Black Girl Things. But I want to talk about that friendship between Giselle and Karen. That joint like breaks my heart every single time one of them talks to each other. And
that's normal for them. That's the crazy thing.
It wasn't normal though, Nick. Remember, they started off as good girlfriends before they even joined Housewives of Potomac. I think they were in like Jack and Jill together and doing all sorts of stuff.
Right.
They were in Potomac for like years before the show even kind of started, as I recall from hearing on the show. I don't know them personally, so I don't know. But they were like friends. And you slowly started seeing the corrosion on their friendship, right? Like it just started.
Reality. Reality.
And I was like, is it the TV show? Is it different sets of fame? Is it the different relationships? Is it judgment and people saying like, I'm not going to talk about it right now? Like, and it doesn't help that they're celebrities right now, but it's like Giselle could keep a solid friendship with Robin and Robin keep a friendship with Giselle. But what happened to the Giselle-Karen kind of friendship? So
maybe they weren't really friends. Maybe they were social friends. I never got that they were friends beyond social connections.
They said they were good friends. They said they were good friends.
But even in the beginning seasons, I didn't get that. I got that I didn't get that deeper connection. It's no way after looking at Giselle and Robin that I could say that at any point Giselle and Karen had a real friendship. To Dee's point about these people, because let's be real, you just don't do that to your real friends. You just don't. You just don't talk to. Even when Giselle had an issue, it was this season with Robin, something about Jamal, and she felt like, Robin, hey, come on. The way that she approached Robin one-on-one, just her, she didn't call her out about Juan or take a dig at Robin about Juan or anything about her relationship. She spoke to her one-on-one separately in an even keeled tone. No conflict, no drama, no digs, no shade, nothing. And even when she talked on blue screen, green screen, whatever it is, the screen where you do your interviews, she still didn't really take digs because that's where they do their shadiest work. That she still didn't take digs. That is her friend. That's why I'm saying that I still don't think Karen, to Dee's point, they were never really friends. And then Karen has evolved, right, wrong, or in different way, but she's kind of evolved over the seasons, which is, her own husband even called her out on it, like, maybe this fame kind of gone to your head a little bit, because she's a different woman. Some people always wanted fame but never had the opportunity, so once they get it, it's like, I can live in my true self now. This is what I really wanted. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be fabulous all the time. And there you are with her indie.
Yeah. I feel like I hear you on that. And I do wonder who Karen wanted to be. We all get to evolve. That her dynamic with her husband was interesting to me too, but something that we could like talk about later, because I was just like, Slim, she's been having your back for all these years and she just want like a couple minutes to be out here and do her own thing. Right. But again, they're at different seasons in their life, and we forget about the culture that's connected to age. And he's in retirement age, and she's 50. You remember back in her 50s?
She's 50. That's it.
She says she's in her.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I thought it was older. Okay.
But when y'all, side note, remember when we were young and we used to be like, "Ooh, you in your 40s? Oh my God, that's so old. Oh my God, she's 50. Now I'd be like, she's 50? Girl, that's just a few years away, honey. She still got it." But I remember.
She looks good, physically and stuff.
Yes. But Dee, what did you think about their friendship and the changes of their friendship?
So I haven't seen the previous season, so I can't speak to the gradual change. But what I saw, overall, it's just a lot of catty back and forth. I one-upped you and talking around each other. When was it Wendy? Well, one of them told Wendy that Giselle was a monster and she caught wind of it. And, instead of ending the issue, she continued to kind of spread the rumor. But maybe that's ratings. I don't know. It could be ratings. But I just think they don't love each other. I love my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love my friends. And that alone keeps you from, being hateful, deceitful, vengeful, all of those things to hurt someone who you say is your friend. But like I always say, it's levels to it. So we don't know what level, what rung they're on. So
you reminded me of that today when I was venting to you. You were like, LaNail, remember there's levels to all of this. It's levels. And I'm not good at all of that. Like people, over the years, I think I told y'all before, if you're my friend, you go into that inner circle. It's not until over the last few years, and the inner circle meaning the circle, because it was only one circle, right? But over the last few years, I've gotten really intentional about who gets to be in that inner circle, because there's so much in being a grown-ass woman, right? Like there's your own identity, how you relate to your body. And y'all know, at 40 now, listen, we all turned 40 this year. At 40 now, your body don't do the things that it did when it was 39. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's gonna take me how long?
39.
Because you remember back in the day, I know not 39, you remember back in our 20s and early 30s, if we wanted to lose 5 pounds, all we had to do was go for a quick run and drink some water all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some salad. Now we're trying to lose a few pounds. It's going to take a good 3 months to get it off. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that to say.
And a sweatsuit.
And a sweatsuit, right? With all of that, though, as we're thinking about New Year, do y'all have any goals for friendship for the new year? You know, we always do vision boards about our houses and our cars and, you know, maybe our family and our careers and our, you know, everybody got a section on your physical health. You know what I'm saying? But do y'all have goals for friendship for 2021? What will go on your vision board for friends?
I'm gonna try to be more open to people, because as you said, you know, I'm serious about my circles. I am very I let maybe one person in at a time, then maybe another person can get close, and I'm not very open to a lot of deep relationships. One, because they take work and they take energy as an introvert. And I don't want to get involved in one that I would not see to the end. You know what I mean? And I'm very selective with my friends as well. So I would like to try to be open to having maybe extend more friendship to everyone.
Yeah, especially with you joining the TGS, you're gonna have lots more access and connections to people because of it. Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
how would that look on a vision board? Like, would you use words? Would you use pictures? Would you use like stock photos or like photos of your real friends? Would you use like a model of a concentric circle? Like, what would that look like?
I would probably use a model of a concentric circle, leaving maybe a small gate, you know, to let people in.
Not small gate though. You made that clear.
You still gotta get the filter. You still get filtered through because I mean, like I just said, we're grown women now and we're doing well in our family space and our career space and the things that we share amongst each other. They need to stay amongst each other. I don't want to hear about them later. You know, and y'all know me. When I get in front of y'all might get all the word vomit for the week. And I don't want to have to filter it. I don't want to have to say, oh, this person might do this. I choose not to do that with my words. And then I also choose people who I know if I have like slighted them, offended them, then they're gonna say, hey, dude,
they're gonna say something.
Yeah, let's talk about it. And so there's still a filter. There's still a filtering process.
Yeah. Nick, what about you?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like butter, baby. No, I'm joking. I did my friend work that I wanted to do and needed to do in early 2020. You know, I wanted to get my circle in a comfortable place, eliminate what needed to be eliminated. That's a hard word, but it was a hard task. So I'm gonna keep with that instead of removed, eliminated. So, you know, I'm really happy and blessed. I mean, one thing I would like for 2021 though is, you know, like I'm really looking forward to Deep Creek with Dee going. I'm so excited about this especially because of the introvert in her to see, you know, to kind of get her out, get some of Megan's green juice. So healthy, everyone.
I'm not having it. So for me.
But just, you know, as far as like, you know, I've been truly blessed with the people in my circle, and I guess if I had a vision board, I would like to have the lack of filters with some friends to have it more with others. And what that means is it's not that I can't have the conversations. Some of them just take a lot more work than others to be more careful, right? And that's because I always want to increase my level of awareness, but having enough awareness to understand that I can't necessarily communicate the same to everyone. And that takes work because of their experiences and how they interpret things and how they communicate. I don't want to be misconstrued, and then I'm hurting someone's feelings, and that takes even more work to get past that part of their feelings being hurt to get to the real point. So I think a goal would be to, have a way where that doesn't feel like it's work. And part of that is people understanding me as well as me understanding them, so that they know if I say something this way, my intention is never going to be whatever they find to be hurtful or so, but nothing, no one removed yet. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm
Who's on the
joking.
line, Nikki? Who at the border?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Because you know that's the running joke now, because I had eliminated. Well, one self-eliminated and the other one I eliminated. Two people that I had very, very, very long friendships with. That's like the running joke, like, oh, you're going to get mad, which to me is not really a joke. It's not funny, and I've addressed that. But it's only a joke to one person who's super sensitive, but her experiences are because she didn't have those friendships. She didn't have those connections, and her friends are like family. So, she's going to be more sensitive to something like that, where I'm like, if you knew me, you would know how hard it is for me to let go of someone that I call a friend. It is extremely difficult, and I will probably have them in my life way beyond their shelf life, right? Way beyond, because I don't want to ever feel like I'm letting someone down, right? That looked at me as someone they could trust. And I don't ever want someone to feel like they couldn't trust me and I let them down and I really didn't love them the way that I said I did. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would that look like on the vision board?
It probably wouldn't. I don't really like crafts.
Okay.
Look, this is the same person that had a whole fashion show line, but I'm like, I don't like crafts.
Right.
So side note, I am very good. If you force me to do crafts, I am extremely artistic, but I do not like having to set up and get everything going. And like, once I'm in it, like I will kick and scream, but then I will make something beautiful out of it. So a vision board to me is a whole lot of crafty stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to go overboard where the glue can't show. We can't use tape. All the edges have to be down. There can't be any like bumpy, rigid edges. So yeah, no.
Yeah. I was, I don't know why it's echoing. Do y'all hear an echo? Are y'all good?
No, but it was doing some special effects for me a little while ago.
Okay. I was looking on Instagram today and Issa Rae put out her vision board that she made like 7 years ago. And she pretty much filled everything on her vision board. And it was so funny that she said that because yesterday I showed Alyssa my vision board for 2020 and almost everything except for the sculpted body. Almost everything.
Oh, yeah.
Good hair, girl.
This year.
That's ingrained in my soul.
Listen, I was like, my body didn't get sculpted, but it was a year, some things. And it could have been sculpted, because who was that? Was it Da Vinci who had the women with the round bellies? So Da Vinci sculpted me. You know what I mean?
What's her name? Marilyn Monroe. Do you know the ideal? I keep reminding my husband, you walking around with a 16th century ideal woman right now. You need to stop it. Need to stop it. Like, nobody. I mean, but look at the music industry and where the idea of video vixen is going. It is a more voluptuous woman. Mm-hmm. When you look, at least in Black culture, it is. White people just try to fake like they don't want it, but they want it. Everybody wants it.
Girl, they want it. They buying it.
I was watching Boomerang and Robin Givens and thinking back to, that time period and how women, they wanted women to be that small. She was so teeny. And I was like, oh, I remember those days because I ain't built like that.
That was high school. I was
girl,
small
always
like that. Yeah, that was like 9th grade of high school. I didn't blossom until college. And I remember somebody being like, were you pregnant? I'm like, no, I just became a young woman. I started getting a little bit curvier and stuff. And then after I had my head injury, that's when because I was generally small for up and through until 2001. I was like a 4'6". I just had hips, child. That was it. I just had a little bit of curves, but I was pretty small.
The boys.
No, I was never a Robin Gibbons small. I mean, right now I don't consider myself to be big right now, but I think in high school my average was like not average where I topped out at was probably like a size 6. And in college when I got to Howard, I put on the freshman 15 and then maybe a little bit more. Sometimes you need a little bit more to weigh in. But while I was in college, I think I got up to like 160 in weight, and I just stayed there for like ever. And whatever. But I didn't get the sculpted body. That's what I was saying on the vision board. But everything else happened. So
if I got on tight clothes, I got it.
Say that again.
I have a sculpted body if I put on something tight. On my Amazon, I ordered this Amazon pink outfit, and it came, and my husband liked it.
That's what matters.
That's all that matters, baby. That's all that matters then.
I can't wear it around anybody else unless I'm going to be entertainment for the night.
That's okay. That's
listen. I be sending y'all pictures of my little Amazon pajama sets. I'm sure y'all at some point got a picture of the green one, the brown one, the pink one, and it's just for fun. But I love being able to do that with the girls, right? Like it doesn't have to go on social media. It doesn't have to do anything. But the homies we be hyping each other up like, yeah, girl. And I would love to see more girls do that with each other and not be paying attention to their flaws. Like. That's my girl right there. Yeah, she got that. When I do my vision board, because I already got my magazines and everything that I'm about to make happen, and I think Meg's when they got our board that we're gonna actually make it on. But I am gonna have some stuff on there, and I know we gotta end soon, but I am gonna put some stuff on there specifically related to friendship because y'all, the homies have rode the hell with me this year. When you be like, you got your ride or dies, the shit that I have gone through this year, whether it's like having to hurry up and change up the program, right, for the company and make everything virtual, or if it's the ins and outs of raising 2 teenagers, or, going through a hysterectomy, or even the court stuff, and we're going to talk about that court stuff later too, because I'm about ready to kind of talk about that, right? And what the implications of that has been, the trauma related to that, whether it's, pledging or doing Goldman Sachs or whatever the case may be.
And the pandemic.
With me, but the crazy thing about when you have a year that has that much up and down in it is that your friends tend to remain constant, but you're going up and down. Right? So your friends become your barometer for stability. Like, okay, the home base is right here. Let me bring it down some. Oh, I'm really feeling down and out. Let me bring it up some and meet up with my friends and all of that kind of stuff. But because of the ups and downs this year, I haven't been a friend to my standard. Whether the homies say like, no, LaNail, you still a good friend, it's cool. But there's been things that we all have experienced this year, and I haven't checked in on everybody the way that I need to, and I haven't spent time with everybody the way I needed to. And, the true friends, what I'm thinking about now with that inner circle is that the people in that inner circle have been like, it's okay, because we know what's going on with you. We know your heart. But I think, and so you guys have poured into me. But I feel like on my vision board, it's probably going to be a teacup of me pouring into you all, because I'm like, my year of craziness is over, and God willing and manifesting and talking to the ancestors, I don't have to go through anything that had that much change in it as this year did. Yeah. But it would be me pouring into my friends. It would be me talking with my friends. It would be me kikiing and checking in. It might be a picture of me on the phone with a friend. and just talking for hours the way, you know, that people used to do back in the day and stuff like that. Drinking our wine, our champagne, our kava. You know, I'm more of a kava drinker, but I intend, like, I'm already visualizing putting that on my vision board and stuff like that. So, and I'm connecting that to Real Housewives of Potomac because I don't know if people are ever intentional about friendship development and friendship sustainability and friendship connections. Like, we're so intentional about work and our fitness and, you know, this and that, but we're not as intentional with our friendships. And then that's how people's needs don't get met and friends become bitter with each other and then they kind of fall off. So you have a lifetime friendship that kind of dwindles because there's no intentionality around maintenance.
Right.
So, but we're gonna wrap up because we're gonna wrap up because I was like, I'm not gonna keep y'all on here all night. But did y'all have anything y'all wanted to say? And let me for those that are listening, let me give a quick shout out to. So Nikki is one of the homies. I love her absolutely. Nick, if you want people to follow you on social media, then make sure you give me the login information. So, I mean, not the login, the tagline, so I could do that. But, you know, sometimes people don't. Deana is starting her new company, and I'm so happy. So anybody needing life coaching, you gotta go to D. What's the name that you set it on?
Kennedy
Dean. So come on, she's gonna come through and get your life together, get your business life together. And she's so cool with like spirit and awareness and being grounded. So if you're interested in getting some life coaching and having a real healthy experience around it, so not just life coaching, just what you see with like people on TV, but like somebody connecting to your soul, definitely reach out to Kennedy Dean, and I'll be putting her IG information in the tag too, so that you guys could get in contact with her. We had our homie Jonai on here, and she's our girl, and if she's open for connecting on social media, then we could do that too. And then of course there's me with Onyx Therapy Group, and I would love for you guys to connect with us on Onyx Therapy Group. But Nick or D, do y'all have anything that y'all want to say before we close out? While I drink my little wine. I drank a lot of this wine since we've been talking. Y'all saw where it was at? It's not there anymore.
Oh, you see mine. I'm down below the belt.
I think Nick got frozen, so she muted for a second. But D, is there anything you want to say before we end out?
I'll say that, you know, I enjoy these conversations. I hope that people in their own circles are having these type of conversations with their friends and working on, like you said, I thought that was beautiful about being intentional and pouring back into your friends. And that's kind of the same thing with relationships, right? You're never 100% all the time. So there's times where, you know, you are the poor, and there are times where someone needs to fill you up. So I hope people are having these discussions with their circles, with their partners. And you know, I love you guys. That's it.
And you know, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm coming over. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I appreciate the conversation. Good talks, good discussions, good topics, great people. So no, I will come over tomorrow too, but I'll be grabbing sunshine tomorrow, so I won't be there.
Yay! Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
I don't know what y'all are doing at Christmas, but after dinner, you having something at your house. You what are y'all doing? You gonna be home? D, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be here.
Come over. We'll be home or LaNail something. We'll do something because I haven't seen you guys, especially you, D.
Well, but girls.
Hey, tell brother I said, hey, if I go anywhere, I'm wearing pajamas. So
yes, as you
said, pajamas is the best tomorrow.
You gonna wave, Dad? You gonna wave, husband? We're recording. You wanna say hi?
Hey, brother. I think he was on our last recording too. Hey.
He was. I think that's gonna be my brand, that he makes a cameo whenever we're doing the recordings. Derek out.
Derek out. Mike drop.
Right. All right, ladies. Love you guys.
That's it, and I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all. I love you, love you, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.